This is Comic Geek Speak, episode 498, a conversation with Uncle Sal and Cousin Buzz.
And welcome to the show. I'm Shane Kelly.
I'm Brian Chrisman.
And I'm Jamie D.
This episode of Comic Geek Speak is sponsored by AAM Marcosia. In this month's previews, it's Headlocked Tryout number 1 of 3 by Mike Kingston and Randy Valenti. The world's first real wrestling comic continues. After a year of planning, Mike Hartman is finally ready to pursue his dream of becoming a professional wrestler. But after attending a local tryout for Leo the Legbreaker London's wrestling school, will his dream turn into a nightmare? The first issue of this 3-issue miniseries featuring a painted cover by WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. Also, it's the final issue of Enguard number 4 by Jonathan Bryans and Philip Jackson. Boone has been captured by Root. The rest of the group is alone as they try to mount a rescue. Are they able to help their fallen friend before it's too late? When he awakes from his injuries, will he even need their help? Find out in this stunning conclusion. For previews and more info, check out www.marcosia.com, and AAM Marcosia is presenting the CGS Super Show, where a limited number of goodie bags will have a free AAM Marcosia trade.
Alrighty, so this episode, we want you to put the kids to bed, let out the dog, cuddle up with the missus, because we have a wonderful conversation with everybody's favorite Uncle Sal Abenanti and Cousin Buzz. As always, we don't have to tell you earmuffs, and just sit back and be ready to laugh your ass off for a good hour and 20-some minutes. So here we go. Alrighty, gentlemen, do we have you both on the line?
Yep. Sounds like somebody's running a vacuum cleaner.
He's got to make money somehow.
They said they were going to put me on hold and pipe you through. So I got a little nervous.
Hey, don't make fun of my hobbies. You know?
Just so you guys know, it's just Shane, Jamie, and Pants in the studio. There's no Pete and there's no Brian tonight.
That's right.
Oh, then we have things to talk about. Let's talk about that.
I was going to say, Mom and Dad are away, the kids are running.
So now what's the problem with those two assholes? What, are they too popular to come on, or what's the story?
Well, yeah, they don't like you anymore, and they're banning the show. No, Brian is working overtime.
Got called up at work.
Yeah, and Peter's down in Philly, so and we can only get two people on the phone at one time. So it's either you two fucks or we get Peter. So.
Oh, I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering, you know.
I'm complaining
because I never liked those two assholes anyway. So it's all right.
You know, Peter can't get anywhere without a ride, and his ride's still at work. So.
Oh, okay. Well, plus Brian just became a dad again, right?
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his hands full.
You got that right. So.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I was just gonna say. So, how was your? This was kind of our way of catching up with you guys after San Diego. How was your San Diego?
It was all right. I mean, trust me. Actually, I'm just getting over it. It took that long. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Okay. It was definitely. It was another one of those years, man. I just had the usual people complaining it was too crowded and it was that kind of thing, and it was, and it's become everything everybody says it has. But it's different. That's just basically the reality now.
The pool was nice.
Pool was nice.
Yeah. I
didn't realize most of the trouble was going to come from my asshole relatives, but that's how it goes.
Oh yeah, you had the whole family there. You had your brother.
I had it turned into one of those. It was like a bad fucking dream where you decide I'm going to hire relatives, and then that shit doesn't work out, and then. You're in trouble when you tell Buzz to look out for people.
Yeah.
Then you know you got a lot of problems.
And that's what I did too. I just looked out.
Yeah. When you got the inmate, you got a problem. But
What happened? I just heard some goggling, and did we lose them?
No, he's still there, I think.
Did you guys ever? Did we violate you at the party? Or was that okay?
we violate you at the ball game?
No, that was great. That
was very fun.
Had it been any less than that, I would have been quite upset. But
yeah, it's like sometimes I forget that. It's like you go to the ball game with a bunch of assholes. That's usually what happens.
I was just trying to figure out how I kept getting plates and plates of sushi.
Yes.
It was just like, you said order stuff, so I ordered stuff for myself and blah blah blah, and all of a sudden it's like people kept walking over going, here, finish this, here, finish that, and I was just like, damn.
Well, it turned out where I got stuck at a table with my two asshole nephews who got the palate of like a 4-year-old. If it's not fucking hot dogs or macaroni and cheese, they don't want to eat it. And then I get the Puerto Rican and the others, the two Puerto Ricans, Jesse and Angel, who don't even know can't even fucking spell sushi. So it turned into one of those things where I'm like I'm not eating all this shit by myself. So just give it to whoever wants it.
Yeah, they're pointing at the sushi and going, "Which one is pork? I don't eat pork."
They were looking. They asked the lady for fried bananas 3 times and she never brought them. So they figured they were in trouble. I kept having to tell Angel, no, they don't have fried bananas at the sushi place.
Like no orejita, no modongo, none of that shit.
Right, yeah. Sashimi and fried, and fried banana with the black beans. It just doesn't come that way anymore.
I just thought you guys had sushi to keep the the Oriental flavor going because I wasn't at the game.
And on the second pitch of the ball game, I think Salmos got a foul ball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it went down into one section, but it was like, I was trying to play it off the bounce, and it was just like I had too many drinks, and I'm like, I just can't. There was no way.
Sal's married. He already has a foul ball.
Yeah. See, we're just starting right in. We're not even warming up in the bullpen with any of the fucking, how many hot broads were at San Diego or any of that shit. So
there was that one that was up there on the balcony above us. She was hot. That one that
yeah, there was it was the game. I gotta say, we were grading the con this year. From our point of view, we gave the con a C- in terms of what we saw, because we just didn't see as much great ass as we did last year. So I don't know what you guys graded it.
So we're in the B range.
The pool was nice. That's Buzz has got T-shirts made where that's all it says. San Diego 2008. The pool was nice. That's all it
You
says.
go by his table and there'd be a sign, out to lunch. He's like always out to lunch.
Yeah.
Well, the thing was, you guys saw it. They shrunk the artist alley tables to like 4 feet. Mm-hmm. And there's no room for me to work there, man. You open up one of my portfolios, that's like 4 feet. So,
Yeah.
So I just took the names and their cell phone numbers, and I hit the pool. I drew up.
Well, people were asking me why the commission smelled like chlorine, and I said, "Well, you gotta talk to Buzz."
That's true. I'm up at the pool hanging out with freaking Kelly from.
It's like the $64,000 question all fucking weekend. Where's Buzz? I'm like, hey guys, it's not my turn to give a shit. I don't know where the fuck he is. He's at the pool, I guess. I don't know. It's a fair guess he's at the pool.
You didn't get out your Buzz locator and beep, 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 beep?
No, I was like, if he's not at Artist Alley, then, he's obviously at the pool. I had enough idiots to worry about with my asshole relatives to worry about Buzz.
We saw Buzz Tuesday outside the hotel, and Monday after the con, nowhere in between did we see Buzz.
Oh, no, I saw him on Thursday.
Oh, you saw him on Thursday? Okay.
He was in Thursday. He was drunk, and he said, I'm out of here. And then he, harassed me while I was trying to talk to Tony Rodriguez. I'm talking to him. Buzz walks up, boom, knocks me out of the way. I'm like, hey, you jerk. And then he goes, oh, yeah, I'm going to be at the pool from now on. So it was pretty much it.
I was on my way out. The one morning that I was late, that I just couldn't do it, man. On Saturday night, a couple of my college roommates came up from L.A., so we hung out, and then they wound up staying in my room, and it just turned into you get called every filthy, nasty name you could think of all night while you're trying to sleep. And when the alarm clock went off at 6:45, there was just no way I just couldn't answer it. So I'm like an hour and a half late, and then I'm walking out of the Omni, and who's sitting down outside, having a cigarette with a drink in his hand already? He's fucking Buzz, and it wasn't even 10 o'clock yet. And then I just hear, "Good morning, Mr. Avenanti," and I was like, "Oh," I go, when the fuck did my conscience become like, Burmese all of a sudden? It was like the high school principal was waiting for my fucking ass in front of the Omni, And I was like, "Oh, hey, Buzz, how are you?" And I was too tired to even have an excuse of why the fuck I was late. I was like, I'm too tired. It's Sunday, and I'm just glad I made it this far, at this point.
No, right off the bat, Sal's like, fucking A. He's like, I got these two fucking assholes staying in my fucking room that I'm paying for. I get up this morning and they order breakfast on my fucking table. On my room, and then they didn't even order me anything.
They didn't order me any breakfast. I love this. It's like I'm in the shower and these two assholes order breakfast, and I come out of the shower and I'm like, "Where's mine?" And they're like, "Oh, you wanted something?" And I'm like, "Oh, you fucking..." And you guys got real good signing my name too. That's the part that kills me. So I gotta have. Can I have a little bit of the coffee? So I had to go get like the clear glass out of the bathroom to have coffee in. But they didn't even give me. Did they give me a nothing? Did they offer me theirs? No, fuck no. I go, "Guys, how could you order shit that you're not paying for and at least..." So I got like a half a piece of toast, and I was like, pulling the orange marmalade out of the jar with my finger. That was my breakfast.
It adds insult to injury that you were awake while they ordered it.
Yeah, I was in the shower, and these assholes, it's like those are the types of assholes that I surround myself with. I'm telling you. And it's like, and on top of it, I look on the receipt and I'm like, that signature looks better than mine. I mean, it was like they had it dead on without even trying.
Did they order porn through the TV though?
No. Well,
okay.
That would have been something that at least I could have rewound it and shared it a little bit, but there was none of that because when you go to a con with Buzz, whatever you've got usually doesn't live up to like the world class shit that he prepares you for.
Yep.
Buzz brings shit that like Caligula would blush if he saw it. Shit that Buzz comes ready with. He brings the cream of the crop, like the shit at the top of the list of debauchery, like people that are in league with Satan. The type of porn that they make, that's the shit that Buzz brings.
What I found funny was at the Chicago Comic-Con. I gave everybody the master password to this porn site that my friend runs, right?
Everybody?
Yeah. Well, everybody that was in the room, including Angel, right?
And the productivity level went down on the entire fucking for that month. Between Chicago and San Diego.
I asked Angel, I said, "So Angel, did you check out the site?" He goes, "Nah, I checked it out once, but there was too much porn." I go, "You're complaining about too much porn?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I went on the site and it had 50 different sites all connected to it, and they were all free. I said, "Yeah, so you didn't check it out?" "No, it was too much stuff." This is what he tells me, right? And then on Thursday night, I see him. He goes, "Oh, there was this one chick at the con. She came over. She was talking to me. She's really hot, And I'm talking to her, and then these guys are looking at me, smiling, and I'm like, "Oh, she looks so familiar, And I realize, wait a minute, she's a porn star. She was on that website." I go, "Angel, you told me you went on the site once, and then you spotted a chick." Just from a glance, you spotted the chick from the website. I said, "You went on more than once." He goes, "All right, I'll admit it. I spent a few times on it." I'm like, "You fucking asshole."
A few times on it. Come on. Who's this guy bullshitting? He spent a few times on it. Once he got the yellow pages that made him tall enough on the chair to see the screen, he never fucking left. That fucking guy, knowing Angel the way I do, that son of a bitch was on that website constantly. I'm telling you.
Well, this San Diego definitely was the year Buzz lost his cool and became a blithering geeky idiot, though. It was Thursday
and the exercise
Wednesday
room?
morning. Yeah,
okay.
I'm like, let me hit the gym. Before anybody gets up. I go to the gym. Jesse's over there.
I love all these assholes that got time to go to the gym at the con. I love it. I love this. I was like, I was at the gym. I was like, yeah, okay.
Even on my day off, I don't have time to do that. I have a honeydew list.
And Jesse's like, well, I'm almost done. I said, all right, fine. He goes, hey, man, that girl on the treadmill over there, man, she looks like Jennifer Connelly, you know? I'm like, nah, what the fuck would she be doing? You know. Anyway, Jesse leaves, and I'm like staring at this girl. I go, you know, he's kind of right. She kind of looked like Jennifer Connelly. And then I looked at her reflection in the mirror. I go, holy shit, it is Jennifer Connelly. I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like working out 3 feet away from fucking Jennifer Connelly. I'm like, holy shit, man, you know. I'm like, now I'm really sweating. You know, fucking A. I mean, all of a sudden, like, you know, whatever I was lifting is like, I add like 40 pounds more to it to impress her. Now I'm dying. I'm like, you know. And then, like, I caught her eye, you know, a couple of times. I'm like, I don't want to wig her out. But I do want to say something. I'm figuring out what the hell do I say to her, not, you know, without bothering her. And then all of a sudden, like, this guy walks in. He's one of these House of Pain motherfuckers with a soul patch and wearing a wool cap and works out in their fucking jeans and boots, you know, with a tight black shirt. Goes over, like, you know, he picks up a 45-pound fucking dumbbell and he curls it for like 20 seconds, and then he's breathing heavy for like 20 minutes, you know. And, and the guy's like staring at her. I'm like, literally. So she was like, she noticed that she's trying to wig out a bit. I'm like, great. He just fucked it up for me. Now what the hell am I going to, you know, how am I going to even approach or talk to her, right? So I'm like, forget it. I'll just finish my workout. So I go in the elevator, and she walks in behind me. I'm in the elevator with Jennifer Connelly. I'm like, oh, shit.
God.
I'm like,
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, my floor's coming up. I'm like, I do want to say something. My floor's coming up. She's a little wigged out. What do I do? So fuck it. You know, my floor comes up. I turn to her. Now I'm sweating and panting. And I'm like 3 inches away from her. I go, you know, I still like the Hulk movie with you in it.
And you're so suave usually, man.
She looked up at me and nervously smiled and went, "Oh, thank you very much." And I swear to God, above her head, I saw a thought balloon popped up. It says, "Please don't hurt me."
No, I think the thought balloon was, isn't this the guy that brought me my laundry this morning? Jennifer Connelly, you know, let me tell you something. If I heard this story one more time, Jennifer Connelly hasn't been hot since Rocketeer, so I don't know what the big deal is.
If she's all skin and bone and 80 years old, she'd still be fucking hot, man. I tell you that.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that if you're going to fuck somebody on the curve, you know, it's like there's a lot. The list is a lot longer than Jennifer Connelly. Trust me. Start with Nova from Planet of the Apes before you get. Start with Raquel Welch in Kansas City Bomber. I mean, you know, situations where you got masturbation material out of it. You know, I mean, it's like when I heard this story, I'm like, Jennifer Connelly. Yeah, when she was in that movie, wasn't she the one in the movie where she was the broad trapped in a department store with that one?
Oh yeah, Career Opportunities.
Yeah. All right. Now we're talking. And now maybe where she's riding the hobby horse. Remember, she's riding like the electric horse or whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, I mean, I'll even go as far as back as Once Upon a Time in America. That's how much of a perv I am.
I don't know.
When she was like 11.
I don't know. I mean, I would have settled for, like, you know, not having to see Jesse for most of the weekend. You know, would have made me just as happy.
I'll go back to Labyrinth. I liked her in that.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, you know, when I got out of the elevator, I smacked myself in the head. I go, "What the fuck did you just do?"
Only thing I would have said to her is if she asked her if she was going to buy anything. Is usually what I ask. When I see him at San Diego, my first question, they usually want shit for free because they're celebrities, and then I'm usually like, I ain't giving them shit for free, you know.
and then I was up at the pool, you know, early, so nobody's there. And I see this guy jump in the pool. I looked at it's fucking Jackie Earl Haley, you know, Rorschach.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh, great, right? And then, like, he gets in the little hot tub area, and, you know, I was there.
Not an attractive man. Not an attractive man by any stretch, no. But his better days were behind him when I think he hit the wall after Bad News Bears.
No, I think he hit the wall after Bad News Bears goes to Japan.
Oh, man.
But, you know, I was talking to him. He was a really nice guy. He was really enthusiastic about the movie, talking about Watchmen. And
he's been out of work for like 20 years.
No, he was like a limo driver for a while, yeah. So, you know, but I said, I don't know if you saw Little Children. If you guys seen the movie Little Children, you know, he played this, you know, this a convicted pedophile, who'd just been released, so he came back to town, and everybody's wigging out and shit, And then there was like a real hot summer, so there was a scene with everyone at the community pool, cooling off with the kids in the pool, and he comes out with like flippers and a goggle, and then he jumps in the pool, and everyone freaks out. Like parents were grabbing their children, pulling them out of the pool. He emptied out the pool, and then they kicked him out, right? And I'm remembering this scene, and I'm looking at this guy jumping into an empty pool at the fucking Omni. It's like, so I told him, I said, hey, I really like to work in little children. He goes, oh yeah, thank you. I said it was just kind of ironic. You're in the pool and nobody's around, and he looks around. He goes, holy shit. He just realized it himself. He goes, wow, that's pretty fucked up. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. As he's walking away, I'm like, hey, I thought you were great in losing it.
It's nice to know people are having a good time at San Diego. It really is.
Oh, man.
Nice to know that somebody's doing something other than babysit a bunch of jagoffs like I got stuck doing at San Diego.
Now, Sal had a couple of rambunctious nephews, who was getting into trouble.
You won't have to worry about those guys next year. So that's all I can say. My nephews are going to be at San Diego. They're going to be there like 2 weeks before the con next year. It's not going to be the actual week of the con because they're not going to get the real dates from me next year. That's for sure. It turned out to be just wait. When you hire relatives, man, it just turns in. It's always a bad situation. It just was. It was one of those things where I'm like, I just can't put up. I can't, play Welcome Back, Kotter for the whole fucking weekend. I just can't do it. It's just too much work. Oh.
It's funny. Was it a Thursday night? We all went out to dinner, and mind you, it's not just the nephews; their father's there too. The original, the originator.
The asshole brother. Yeah.
And then we come out of the restaurant, waiting for everyone else to come out, and there's like really attractive girl in the car trying to parallel park. I mean, like there was like about 20 foot of space, in front and back of the car, and she can't parallel park the fucking car. Yeah. We're watching this.
You would have thought she was You would have thought she was Asian the way she couldn't park.
Oh.
Well, no, I think she was too.
Well, there you go. There's my point exactly.
And Joey, Sal's youngest nephew, he goes over, grabs her keys, gets in the car, and parks it for her. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. And I'm like, let me help the kid out. I go, hey, it's customary to tip the driver. I'm giving her a hint. And she said, oh, really? And about to work out, and out of the blue, fucking Joey's father, Tony, go, get her phone number!
Yeah, he's, always the one to be subtle. always the subtle one.
And I lost it, and everybody was like fucking like going, oh my god, what the fuck you just fucked it up for your boy, What are you talking about? And the kid walks over. He's like, why'd you get a number? I said, Dad, you just fucked it up for me. No, I didn't. And then there was a guy standing there just watching this whole thing happen. And I said to Tony, Tony, that guy, I think that guy's the girl's boyfriend, He goes, oh, yeah, I didn't know that. So anyway, as we were walking by, we hear Tony from behind us going, he's not a boyfriend. He went over and asked the guy, hey, are you a boyfriend? And then he turns to Joey and goes, why did you get a phone number? I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Boy, and I think my family's bad. Wow.
Bunch of jagoffs. That's all I'm gonna say. This is what I'm surrounded by. And then he comes by, he comes by the booth. And he's like, well, what do you think I should do? I go, I don't know. Get on the tram, go to Coronado, go to the zoo, go to the beach. Just do some kind of fucking thing. Just leave me alone is basically what I want you to do. Just get out of here because he's driving me crazy. So the asshole goes to the zoo. He comes back with his wife. 3 hours later, he goes, you're an asshole. He goes, why didn't you tell me that all the animals were going to be sleeping? The zoo, San Diego Zoo sucked. He He goes, man, you could have at least. I go, Tony, I didn't talk to the giraffe this morning. He didn't call me. I was busy. I've kind of lost touch with the baboons. They don't call me anymore. How the fuck do I know they're going to be sleeping? I'm like, you're supposed to walk around the zoo. I'm like, and when am I become the morale director for the San Diego Zoo? Now I'm fucking responsible for what goes on at the San Diego Zoo. I'm like, did you take the tram? Did you walk around? He's like, no, not really. We saw a couple of the animals were sleeping, so we left. I'm like, oh well, it's good. You didn't want to disturb them.
It's like you expect the tigers go, hey, Tony's here. Get the little unicycle and the Nazi hat.
Well, it's the biggest. It's the biggest zoo in the world. I'm like, why? There's tons of other shit you could have done. I'm like, why do you? Is it just up to like you saw two animals sleeping? You went all the way there, and you went. I go, no. Maybe they weren't sleeping, asshole. Maybe they saw you coming, and they said we better get the fuck out of here because Sal's retarded brother's coming.
Quick, fall asleep. He's coming. Quick, fall asleep. Don't let him see us.
It's like,
well, you didn't tell me the animals were going to all be asleep. I'm like, how do I get so? I'm surrounded by these assholes.
Turn out the lights. He's coming. Quick.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Wait. Here, let me give you your money back.
But they missed the part with the monkeys because Jamie had a great monkey experience there, didn't you, Jamie?
Yeah.
Tell it again, Uncle Jamie. Please tell it again.
Yes, I guess you guys didn't hear me tell my naughty monkey story.
All right.
We were at the zoo, which was amazing. The animals weren't asleep when we were there, and went to the one monkey paddock, and they were like out on the plains eating stuff. So I kind of get the eye of the main male ape, and give him an evil eye. So he gives me the evil eye, and he starts coming towards the window where we are, big window, and all the little kids and mommies and all that see the monkey coming over the window, so they all gather around. And I get down, I kind of crouch down in the catcher's crouch, and I know what I'm doing. I know I'm challenging this guy. So he about 4 feet away from the window, he takes a running leap at the window, hits the window, boom! And I notice this little one following him, and he does the same thing. He's following the big guy.
Right.
And the big guy finally just decides, screw this. And the little guy goes, and proceeds to fall backwards on the ground and start jerking off. In front of,
I like the assholes that I was with this weekend. Pretty much, it's like being with Simone. He smells the same, and they got the same fucking habit. So what's the difference? Right now, somewhere the ape is telling the story about Simone. That happened to me when we went to the zoo to see me and Jagoff went to the San Diego Zoo like 3 years ago. So we go in there, and because everyone on the planet has yellow fever, according to Buzz, we went to see the pandas because we don't have pandas. The only panda we have in Chicago is the Chinese joint where they sell the food. That's it. So I go, let's go see the pandas. So they got the panda thing with all the bamboo, and it's supposed to be quiet, and it's their natural habitat, and they're in there pressing all the shirts, and you're supposed to be quiet. While the pandas are making the egg rolls, you're supposed to be quiet. So we're walking through, and then you're only supposed to, see them for a few minutes and then keep going because there's a line of assholes back. So there's these 4 women behind us together combined. They've got to be older than the United States. They're easily well past the bicentennial. These 3 broads. So Simone proceeds to shit his pants. I mean, really, it was like poltergeist. It was really fucking bad. I mean, it was really bad. Where, one of these teenage girls just runs up to the camera and yells, "What's happening?" I mean, he shit his fucking pants. Really, really vile. So, I mean, and it was so the lady standing next to me in mid-sentence stops her sentence, and she looks over at me like it was me. I swear to God, guys, the panda who was eating the piece of bamboo stopped eating the bamboo and looked at us. Because Simone, the evil that came out of his ass that he brought all the way from Italy was something that Stephen King in his prime couldn't have fucking come up with. It was this fucking bad. I mean, if Loki took a shit in your hand, this is what it would have smelled like. And I mean, I said, Simone, you realize that a bear who shits outside in the woods, right, wipes his ass with his hand, stopped and looked at you like you're a stinky motherfucker. That's the first thing the bear thought. And this is a bear that eats Chinese food all day, so you know he's just running. And the ladies continued to give me the stink eye all the way out. They thought it was me that was the guy that shit his pants. And Simone, as soon as he hatched this thing, I mean, as soon as the demon seed left his ass, he walked away because he knew something was wrong.
You should have pointed him.
No, I mean, it was like they've like blocked off that area, man. It's like a hot zone now. They won't let anybody go in there because it's that bad.
You can put the pandas in hazmat suits.
I'm not kidding. Those poor fucking pandas, it's like now they're reversed. What was black is now white. What was white is now black. You've never been the same, Ross. I'm telling you. Trust me.
Oh, my God.
And you gotta be careful because they'll throw their shit at you, too. Because I was at the zoo one time where the monkey will shit in his hand and throw it at you.
Yeah. Well, Simone does the same thing too, doesn't he?
Well, Simone, yeah, he usually shits in his hand, use it as his gel, for his hair.
Yeah, and I noticed something. He's always picking something. He's either picking his ass, or he's always picking his nose.
Well, he's got these fucking guys that he hired just randomly, okay?
Right.
That live in Tijuana to come work for him. So he goes, well, I got these guys, and they're nice guys, and they work for me. So I says, okay, great, fantastic. As long as you leave me alone, I don't care what you do. So he comes over to me. He goes, I haven't counted my money, but I think I'm $80 short, and I swear the guy stole it. I go, okay. I said, okay, Simone. First of all, no offense, but like Scotland Yard hasn't called looking for your ass recently because your powers of deduction. I mean, Batman has nothing to worry about with fucking Simone loose, trying to play Mr. Detective. I mean, I go, did you see him? Do you know? I mean, was there taco stains on the money? I mean, what? What are you using as evidence here? I mean, is his sombrero full of cash? I mean, what? I just think that there should be a little bit more money in there, and there's not. And I go, okay, well, first of all, before you go accuse two Mexican guys that just, scrambled across the border, they're still wet. They got seaweed on their shoulders from swimming across the fucking river. You might have a little more evidence than just you feel like it, because I know you. You're half fucking retarded. You can't figure that much out on your own. So sure enough, he comes back later on, and he's like, you know what, I was wrong. The money count is okay. They didn't take it from me. And I'm like, well, I'm glad you came back and told me, Simone, because now I can sleep. I was worried about your fucking $80. I was ready to give you the $80 just to leave me alone and not come around here with this shit anymore. You put two Mexican guys who you don't even know in charge of your booth while you're walking around scratching your ass. Because he's still worried that the pandas are looking for him.
And the three old ladies.
And the three old ladies who still have, one of them had a stroke right there from his stench. And then the other one got cured, her cataracts got cured, so we can't figure out which one's more fucking grateful.
Oh my God.
Because he cleared up the fucking glaucoma she had in her eyes just so he didn't.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, man.
So San Diego, that's what you got to put up with the San Diego Zoo with a bunch of jackals. My asshole brother blames it on me because they've got shiftless, lazy Puerto Rican animals at the San Diego Zoo that want to sleep all day. They want to sleep all day.
Oh, that Tony said to you before the show. He's like, hey, about the artwork, they're expensive. Are you sure you want to bring it to the show?
Yeah, he goes, look, I don't want to tell you your business, but you don't bring originals to San Diego, do you? Because that stuff's expensive and it might get stolen. Now, mind you, this is a guy that's been coming and driving me crazy at cons since I started doing this shit. So you think some of it he might have retained even a little bit of it through all the bong resin. Something might have stuck. Not a chance. Not a fucking chance. He's still waiting for Journey's comeback album, and it never happened. So he's yet to get it together.
Oh.
Oh, man.
So I said, yeah, all right, Tony, thanks for telling me. I'll think about it. I'll put somebody on it. I'll ask Buzz and see what he thinks.
Oh, my God, man.
Now, Sal, are you going up to Toronto this weekend for the Fan
Yeah,
Expo?
I'm up. Yeah, Alex is going, so, he's going to be doing his thing. So I decided to, because it's so close to Chicago, that I'm going to go up and just set up with a Tommy gun and just take it easy and, use it as an excuse to kick back for a little while. And it's just a couple of days. I'm leaving Sunday night. I'm coming right back.
Oh, okay.
And then I got a week off, and then I'm flying out to meet Buzz, and then we're going to drive down for the Super Show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Very good. Looking forward to that.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, if I still have any feelings left after the car ride in, because the car ride in with these two guys usually is like, my delicate sensibilities get violated in every way.
Well, I'm not behind the wheel, so that's okay,
Yeah. Jesse goes to rent a car last year, and he tells the guy, yeah, can we have something a little bit bigger, because one of the guys with me is kind of oversized. So he tells this to me like I'm supposed to be grateful. He goes, Sal, listen, I rented the larger car, and I told the guy that, for the trip, because one of my friends is he doesn't say fat, he says oversized.
Thanks. Sounds a lot better.
Yeah. I said, Jesse, what did you do with that money I gave you for charm school? Because you didn't fucking spend it on charm school.
Oh, dear God.
So I told him this year I don't want to get in his fat car. I want to rent my own fat car. I don't want to get in his fat car.
Oh, my God, man. And then, he doesn't understand how to coast.
The rules of the road.
Yeah, he goes from speeding to stop. There's no coasting for him.
Right.
He never eases off the gas. He goes from gas to brake. So, so the car keeps jerking, and Sal's in the back getting a whiplash.
Yeah. It's like he drives like he's delivering milk, where he stops. He slams on the brakes like every 20 feet. And then every time he sees a cop car, he automatically pulls over. It's just the way Puerto Rican cars.
It's called cutting out the middleman.
Well, no. I mean, Puerto Ricans can't drive effectively without 20 people in the car. So there was only 3 people in the car, and he could see out the back window, and he wasn't used to it. So I said, Jesse, it's okay, The officer's not going to bother you,
No, he gave me a call the other day and asked me about Baltimore. He said, is there any other way to get to Baltimore besides driving? I go, yeah, you can take the train or the bus. Or what's the matter? He goes, well, I said, well, what's wrong with your car now? He goes, well, it's that I'm having it, looked over and worked on, but there's a small crack in my windshield. I said, what do you mean, a crack? He said, no, it's like a spider web, a little, it's a pebble came off of somebody's wheel and smacked it against the windshield. So I said, yeah. So this guy is supposed to be fixing up my car and detailing it, and he's gonna work. I'm pulling he's doing me a favor. He's gonna fix the windshield, but I'm gonna write it off. And I go, okay. First of all, let me ask you, is this guy Puerto Rican? He goes, yeah. So in other words, you're trying to pull a fast one, right? Your friend's giving you a hookup. He goes, yeah. So if you're gonna go full Puerto Rican, why don't you just put a piece of duct tape on the freaking little crack like everybody else does,
and tie a mattress to the roof of the car. Because Puerto Ricans are the only nationality that can actually drive a car with their left arm out the window holding a mattress down. I got a bigger car for my chubby friend. I said, thanks. I feel special now. Thanks a lot.
Oh, my goodness.
For my chubby friend.
Oh, my God. But I saw on the forum there's few people can't make it this year, huh?
Yeah. We had a couple of cancellations. I think Janet Martheus Wade can't come. Dave Ryan is not 100% sure.
There's a slight chance, Peter said, but it's not looking good.
And Kevin Mellon already said.
Right, Kevin Mellon already couldn't make it.
But then we did get Tom Hodges.
Tom Hodges is coming, yes.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. But wait, Gretzky's not coming? Not Gretzky, Wet Rat. Yeah, Stewart's not coming.
Yeah, well, I was talking to him down in North Carolina. At the time, he lost his job, and he really needed another job, and he just happened to get a job and couldn't get away. So I'm happy that I actually found a good job.
I can relate to that.
We'll miss him at Super Show. I know Marty and a lot of others wanted to talk to him again, but I'm glad he's going to be okay with his employment, though.
That's good. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all hung out in North Carolina. We had a good time. Him and Mongoose, man. And I wonder if Mongoose is flying in or driving in. I told him you don't have to worry about the gas. Just use the fucking moonshine that he's always lugging around.
There's so many of these. Now these guys in the business or in the forum?
No, these are the geeks. Yeah, these are the geeks.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, these are the regulars.
Yeah, it's been a tough year, man, for a lot of people. With gas and the economy and everything that's been going on. I mean, I've gotten to a point where it's like, like even with Baltimore. I was thinking about Baltimore, but it's just one of those things where it's like, I've done Baltimore in the past and. It's nice, but between Toronto, Super Show, and Baltimore, one of them had to give. So I'm still thinking about Baltimore. I mean, I got all the paperwork filled out, but it's just it's just one of them years, man, where I've been away like every other weekend. So it just gets to the point where if I don't travel, I don't. It's like I was supposed to go out to the Mike Turner thing. They had a Mike Turner memorial I was going to go to, and then there was just too much stuff going on with the family and everything, and I just couldn't make it out there.
Right.
Yeah, I had wanted to ask you about that if I'd heard you were supposed to go. So
I was scheduled to go. See, when I was scheduled to go, it was presented to me like it was Mike's. It was a memorial service, like it was his wake or his funeral.
Yeah.
So I was like, I told the guys at Aspen, I says, I'm there if you guys have a service for Mike. But then they decided to cremate him and drop his ashes in the water off of Hawaii, where he used to like to go. So then I was like, well, wait a minute, I've gone to 3 Mike Turner memorials already. This is like the 4th, and then I found out it was at Jeff Loeb's house. There was a bunch of guys getting together drinking, and I'm not, I'll be honest with you, I'm not real privy to that crowd. I don't know. I'm not in. I don't hang with all those guys. I don't know those guys. And if it was Mike's wake or funeral, I was there. I mean, I had my ticket bought and I had the room and everything. But then, so much family stuff came up that weekend that I was like, you know what, I can't. I mean, and then it was when I found out it was just almost like a party. I said, no, I'm just going to, sit this one out, because I did the memorial thing at San Diego. We had the memorial. I took a couple hours out of the day on Saturday to go to that, and then we had a little thing, at Chicago, and we did all that. And I said, you know what, man? I mean, it's like, I just can't do it. Something's got to give here eventually.
Now, you talked about your family, Sal, and didn't your son have a 1-year birthday recently?
Yeah, he's 1, and we had all that going on, and I'm still watching my mom, and my wife was, I'd been gone to San Diego for almost 2 weeks, and I mean, it just got to a point where I was like, you know what, I just need to be home to get stuff done. Plus, I had a ton of all the paperwork and getting everybody their money and taking care of everything to close out San Diego. And then, because I had Toronto coming up, and then Alex had a bunch of store signings I had to help out with, and I just said, and then with Super Show, I didn't want to cancel Super Show, so I had all that to take care of. And it just gets to the point where, man, you just can't ride 2 horses with one ass. It's just too much work.
So you
just finally you go, man, I'm not as young as I used to be. I can't do this shit anymore.
So you do still recognize your son, right?
Yeah, actually, it's like, thanks, it's nice. And we went to the ball game again, right? Is that how it went again? and then on top of it, it's like, and then the pain in the ass of all pain in the asses who decided to grace us with his presence, Mike Bear, shows up. 11th hour. And then I don't even know the guy's there the whole game. He's nagging me how he wants to go to the game, and he didn't even talk to me the whole fucking ball game, that guy. So.
That's because he can't get up and go for a cigarette every 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was the problem. Was he was focusing on the nicotine patch too much. So.
Yes, he kept saying that. He's, when is this going to be over? When is this going to be over?
Yeah, I'm like, thanks for coming, Mike. I'm glad you had a good time.
Well, I talked to him for a few minutes, and he's very knowledgeable. I mean, we talked. We're from Reading. Oh, so Jim Steranko and Dan Atkins. So I mean, he knew his artists and where they're from. So
well, those are all people he borrowed money from. And then here's the part I love about Mike is that everybody who knows him always defends him and goes, Sal, come on, Mike Baer has never done any drugs and he's not a drug addict. I said, okay, well look, either he is or he acts like one. So what's the difference? I mean, if you're going to act like a fucking drug addict, you may as well enjoy it, right? I mean, it's like being in jail for killing somebody that you never kill. You may as well go out and kill somebody and go, oh, fuck it, I mean, you're already locked up, Tommy salad,
Fucking is Tommy Chong, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, the guy, he's walking around like fucking Abby Hoffman. It's like he's still trying to figure out. He's still pissed off that he didn't get on the Who's helicopter when it took off at Woodstock. He never got over it. He jumped on one of the skis and they kicked him off because he tried. It was his cigarettes or his hand. So he said, "Fuck it, I'm not leaving my cigarettes." So he had to let go. Sam, you really shouldn't say that. Mike Baer has never touched a joint, and then they keep naming things. He's never touched a joint, or acid, or mushrooms, or LSD, or cocaine, or he's never chased a dragon, or the Golden Triangle in Burma with Buzz, or none of that stuff. And I'm like, you're so fucking full of shit. It's not even. If you look on the bulletin board on an episode of The Wire, you'll see his picture real fast as being one of the drug connections that brings all the drugs in through Baltimore.
Oh. It's in the ink.
Yeah. And that's it. Mike Tommy Chong Baer. That's his nickname.
You get one of his original pages, you can scrape it and smoke it.
Why do you think he has problems with deadlines? Because half the time he's too busy, makes so much fucking money off of drugs, he doesn't need to worry about DC.
Oh my God!
I mean, he's got Rags Morales bringing it in through all. Why do you think Rags has got the connection with all those strippers? They're usually mules bringing in drugs for him.
Wow!
Oh my God!
Oh, hope you're all enjoying the last episode of Sal and Buzz. After CGS gets
blacklisted by everybody.
Gets sued for.
Listen, let's cut the bullshit. You've met Mike Baer. Cut it out. Stop being, you guys running. Are you guys running for fucking Congress or what? I mean, you met Mike Baer. Come on, you get high just talking to the guy.
I was feeling a little mellow while sitting next to him. So.
I mean, come on. I mean, the guy flosses his teeth. You got enough fucking pieces of acid, and enough shit from shit that's stuck between his teeth to fucking get half a San Diego high. Are you kidding?
Maybe that's why I kept eating all that food. I was just getting the munchies.
Get the munchies.
Oh, he's like, and by now his ass is the size of a mayonnaise jar from carrying balloons of heroin on the airplane so many times. You know, when have you last time you heard Mike Baer cut a fart? Never. Why? Because he has no ass muscles anymore from balloons with heroin stuck up his ass all the time.
And when he does, he knocks out the neighborhood,
Yeah. He cuts a fart, I'm telling you, just don't be anywhere near it, because all of a sudden you're going to have hallucinations and you're going to wake up and you're going to be in a fucking field picking daisies somewhere, I'm telling you. Simone, every time I see him, he's like, you really shouldn't say that, because Mike Baer's the nicest guy in the world, and he's never done any drugs. It's like, I never said he did drugs. But why do everybody feel, you know, they got to convince me that Mike Baer is not a fucking degenerate drug addict? I'll say what everybody else is afraid to say. He's a degenerate drug addict.
Well, that's because we signed a contract. You didn't.
I mean, I don't give a shit. I'm just saying, I always love it when people go, oh, you know. And anytime there's any trouble around, who's the first asshole that's always standing right there and doesn't do anything about it? Mike Baer. Mike Baer. Look at a picture of the fucking Hindenburg going down. You'll see Mike Baer standing there smoking a cigarette.
The fucking burnt embers, yeah.
Yeah, smoking a cigarette going, man, that's fucked up.
Oops, maybe I shouldn't have lit up right there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when they attacked Pearl Harbor, trust me, he was standing right there going, man, that's fucked up.
He was the guy sitting next to fucking Lincoln when he got shot.
Right,
That's what's up.
I mean, no doubt in my mind. How can you say that Mike Baer's a drug addict? He's such a nice guy. Such a nice guy. How can I say he's a drug addict? Maybe because the guy fucking looks like one of those real cheap Batman villains from the Neil Adams days. That's why.
The one that sold the drug to Speedy?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
I'm telling you. It's like right now, I guarantee we're all on Fed wires and Fed film somewhere because they were in center field with a camera on all our fucking hands. Watching Bear.
Get out of there, yeah.
They were watching Bear, I guarantee it. Oh, my God. No doubt in my mind.
You missed the cleanup when they pulled all the wires out of the stadium.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you guys, you know, Sal, he's never going to come on. He ain't going to come on the show anyway. He sleeps all fucking day. I ain't got to wake him up to get him on the show.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, man.
Wow.
So what's it like?
I'm sorry, I'll be serious.
So what's it like now being the father of a 1-year-old as compared to a baby?
Well, you know, you
talking
get to that point now where, you know, they everything they touch, they throw on the floor to destroy it. They smash it. They shit their pants off. Now they shit like real shit. Yeah. Like every time you take a diaper off, there's like a toupee in the diaper.
Yeah.
There's a penny loafer in the diaper every time I take the fucking diaper off.
I
run around the house.
Yeah.
Pull your hair, punch the shit. I let him play with the neighbor's kid. He beat the shit out of the neighbor's kid.
I'm gonna give him another year before he start collecting protection money in the sandbox.
I was gonna say, somebody owe him $5.
I told him 4.5 points for milk money's not bad. You know, but
he's gonna come home with cookies. I'm telling you.
It's just a lot. It's just, man, it's a lot of work. And now women got the plan. They got it all laid out. You know, of how to do. Men, we just basically exist until somebody tells us it's time to eat.
Yep.
And women got it all figured out. And now she's asking me about the second kid, and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck I got through the first guy. So the second kid, I don't know, man.
Yeah. No, what I found interesting with at the kid's birthday party. It's like all of Sal's wife's friend brought their kids by, showing them off. It's like, hey, you got one, I got one. The kids are running around. And then Sal's like, hey, who might be coming? I said, it's Angel Medina. I'm like, Angel? Coming out here? Then I figure, it does kind of make sense. He'll have somebody his size to play with.
And then the other saddest part about Angel Medina is that the party's over with us talking shit about him. Because I never talk shit about him. You guys always talk shit about him.
Right.
And then he found out from more guys that listen to the show at times. And he finally confronted me with it. He goes, you son of a bitch. He goes, you know how many people come up to me and go, did you hear all the shit that Sal says about you on shows? So I want to officially, for the record, say I never said shit about Angel on the show. So Angel, if you're listening, or if any of those other guys, of any of the, oh God, there's so many directions I could go with this. If the mayor of from Wizard of Oz comes up and tells you, that I didn't trust me. I didn't say shit about you. He was like, you and Buzz get on there and you talk shit about me and isn't it? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I mean, we talk a little bit of shit, but not that much.
Yeah, what is this about a raccoon ninja?
Yeah, well, now wait a minute. You guys asked him to be on the show, though, right, or no?
Oh yeah, many times.
We've asked him a lot of times. He just never seems to answer Peter's emails.
No, he doesn't answer emails or phone calls. Yeah,
it's like Angels. Yeah, it's weird because it's like we've been hanging out for a lot of years, but it's like we always have a great time at Chicago and a great time at San Diego, and then the rest of the year it's like he goes into one of those deadline funks where he's working all the time, and he actually lives out near me. He just lives further west from me, but he just lives out where it's practically like out in the country, and the guy just doesn't respond to emails that much, so. We hung out a little bit at San Diego. We hung out a lot at Chicago, and then he always swears we're going to get together, and then.
Oh yeah, call me, email me, never.
Yeah, he is. But now I guess he's working on that Venom project, which.
Right.
I just saw the other day. It just came out. It looks pretty good. I mean,
he was bitching for that.
Well, he was bitching about it because he said that the Venom wasn't in enough of it the first couple issues, and I was reading it, and I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of conversation, but he just wanted to draw more Venom.
Well, that's the other thing, too. All these companies are, like, treating writers like prima donnas and letting them get away with a lot of shit. He was telling me that, too. He's like, you put me on a Venom's book, and I'm on, like, page 8, and there's still nothing but talking heads, Where the fuck is Venom going to pop out, Why isn't the editor doing something about this shit, Like, it's not War and Peace. It's fucking Venom,
But now, how was San Diego for you guys? You guys have a good time? Did you hang at the con most of the time, or were you just, did you get a chance to go do shit?
Well, getting out there on Tuesday and then leaving the following Tuesday, we did get a chance to do some things. And we walked around a little bit. We went to a couple places we had gone the first year up in Old Town. Walked around up there on Tuesday night, and then Wednesday. Wednesday during the day, I had frickin' worn blisters on my feet the size of acorns. So I was looking around to find some blister stuff for my feet, but
yeah.
But then, starting Wednesday, I was pretty much at the con most of the time.
Yeah. I did go to the beach on Wednesday before the cons, and I guess you didn't get to go at all, did you, Jamie?
No, I did, because of the feet. I didn't want to take the shoes off.
But, I was mostly at the con, but I guess on Monday I walked around, went to a restaurant downtown, and then went to a ball game Monday night.
Yeah.
I saw the pictures of you guys took of
the tilted
Hooters or something.
Well, the tilted kilt.
Oh, tilted kilt, yes.
Oh. Is that the one with Peter with a bunch of girls?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and I say, you guys are not fooling anybody. Gay. Yeah, because
that was a giant beard.
He's got like 8 pairs of tits staring in his face, and he's checking out the fucking busboy. What the fuck?
Well, Peter said he wanted to open up this. He was telling me he was looking for investors for this Liberace-themed restaurant.
I wish my brother George was here, right?
So he sent me the picture of because that was right over behind. When we saw that, remember, Buzz? I pointed it out to you when we went to breakfast there, because Buzz and I found this breakfast place, and I walked by that place during the day. Because let me tell you something, man. Hooters let their shit go. I mean, they'll hire it used to be where they would only hire a certain type of girl, and they had to be a certain weight. And now, I've seen something in the Hooters in Chicago, man. It's just fucking all fat hillbillies.
No, Hooter girls are just as disappointing as fucking stewardesses on the flights now too. Where are all the hot bitches?
Hooters let their shit go, man. It's like I don't know what's going on, but the ones
things got too PC, and
I guess.
Yeah. No more fun, man.
These girls were awesome.
The ones I saw when I walked by, it looked like, their place was like, because it's a new, I don't know if it's a chain. I know it is probably out west. I don't think we have any here in Chicago, but I know, I think they got more than one, because they were saying that they got 3 of those places in San Diego. But,
that was, we ate there. That was the group meetup on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then we
were there Wednesday too.
Wednesday night too. We went to Wednesday and then Thursday night. Then we went there Friday night too. That is when Rob Liefeld kicked us out of the back room. But that's another story altogether. Saturday night,
sorry.
actually.
Backtrack a little bit. You guys went somewhere, whatever, and fucking kick you guys out of the fucking back? Why?
No, what it was, to be honest.
Well, it was the end of his shift, and he wanted to go home.
No, we on Saturday night we didn't have anything to do, so we kind of we didn't get invited like Peter and got invited to that Entertainment Weekly party, but we had been there, and there was a big sign saying that there's going to be the Image Party was going to be at Tilted Kilt. So we thought, okay, that's cool, and we didn't know if you had to be on a list or what was going on. So we went down and we walked in. We said, we're here for the Image Party, and we could see in the back, there was like a back room. We saw Liefeld and a couple other people, nobody actually that I recognized.
Right.
And so we talked to the woman a little bit, and then she wound up taking us back. Right. So we kind of go back there, and it's Adam, Murdo, Brian, not Pants, but Brian Deemer, and myself, who aren't exactly the most social butterflies to begin with. So we get back there, we stand out like a sore thumb. So I quickly pull out my phone and look like I'm with it. I'm texting somebody or doing something,
right.
And we notice Liefeld calls the head bouncer over, who then goes to the girl who brought us in the back, and then she comes over and goes, "Oh, yeah, this is the room for the VIPs. The entire restaurant is the Image Party. Nobody was there for the Image Party. There was nobody there. This is the only place that there was anybody was in this back room." And so Brian pulled out a name that we knew, one of the Image publicist guys, and oh yeah, he's out front. So at least we kind of looked like we were kind of happening. And then we just figured, fuck this, and we just left. It's a cooler story to say Liefeld kicked us out of the Image Party than what we decided to get the hell out of there.
Fuck that shit. You know what? I don't understand that crap. It's like if this is a party for important people, what the fuck is he doing there? Yeah. This is why I don't go to any of these industry functions. Okay, it's an industry function, but they don't invite the people that support the fucking industry.
Yeah.
They just there to fucking lick each other's assholes. Fucking hey, I hate that. That's why I never go to any of these fucking functions.
Yeah,
you guys trust me. You guys are much better off. Yeah. I mean, it's like I never go to any. I'm with Buck. I never go to any of those industry parties because it's always the same bullshit. It's a lot of posing. It's a lot of posturing, and the only thing that's on their mind is if there's nothing you could do for them, they don't want to have a conversation with you. And it's like I don't want to surround myself with assholes like that.
Yeah, especially what? You just kicked out the guy who owned 3 or 4 fucking stores that fucking sells your comic book. Yeah,
right. Because you want to look like a big shot, and the reality of it is it's like he's on the 13th and a half minutes of his 15 minutes. And
No. He's had his 15 minutes, man. He went on eBay.
Well, no, I mean the thing about it is it's like those guys that want to pose and pull that bullshit. It's like what, guys, have a good time, but it's like whenever they invite me to those things, I'm always like, yeah, okay, sure. It's like I want to go out and I want to spend time with people that you enjoy their company. Not that are looking for some kind of shit in return.
Well,
that's why I had those listener meetups.
And that's what we did. We wound up went down to the Marriott and just stood in the bar down there, and 10 minutes later there were a couple people that we knew from the industry that were walking around, sitting there talking to us. A bunch of listeners came over and were talking to us. So we had more fun down there than I think we would have had up there. So.
Well, plus you're in San Diego, you're in the Gaslamp district. You don't need to go to any of these fucking parties.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's more entertaining just to be out there in the Gaslamp district. There's party everywhere else that you can go to. And fucking just stand out in the street and check out the fucking chicks, man. Fucking hey.
But it aggravates me when I hear shit like that. That they got out. They wouldn't let you guys stay like it was a big deal, like you guys were, going to cause a problem for them or something. It's like, please, give me a break.
Yeah, because I figured going to a party there might be some food, there might be some drinks, something like that, and it was just like a regular night at the Tilted Kilt. So,
yeah. Well, it's one of those. It's going to happen. I mean, you're going to get into situations where that's the other thing I hate is when people invite me to parties and then, I come with a couple of people and then they say, no, I can't let those guys in. It's like, yeah, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to go in and I'm not going to let my friends come in with me. Mm-hmm. It's like Buzz said, stick it up your ass, and then you go in and you find out it's cash bar. It's like, hey guys, I can pay for my fucking drinks anywhere. I'm like, don't do me any fucking favors, you assholes. Rifles walking around, fucking, it's like, hey, he looks like, all those child actors when they grow up and they get those real odd-looking shaped heads and faces and shit. That's what Liefeld looks like now. He's walking around, still can't draw feet, and it's like it's a situation where It's like, oh, you won't let me in your party where I got to pay for everything anyway. It's like, hey, listen, go suck 2 dicks instead of 1, will you?
and then when I do go to these fucking parties, they get all nervous around me anyway because they know, he's going to say something or do something. I'm like, and I do. Yeah. Just because they expect me to. I'm like, you know, I go in and insult half of them, tell them to go fucking lick my balls, and then I leave, you know.
And the second thing out of their mouth is, oh, Sal, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Listen, what's it going to take to get Alex to do a cover for me?
That's when you unzip your pants, right?
Yeah. Go get me a picture of a UFO and come back, and then I'll talk to them about it. When Jesse grows a full head of hair and Mike starts with open, that's when you'll get a fucking cover.
Before we get too far along, we'd be remiss if we didn't thank you on the air, Sal, personally, for the sponsorship of our trip to San Diego.
Oh, it's no problem.
Yeah.
I've been telling you guys. I told you guys that a while ago, and every time I would try to say something on the air, you know, it was like you guys weren't sure and this and that, and like I said, I try to do some type of you know, the websites approach me every year because they do they do con coverage, and then they want you to do some kind of ad special work with that. But you know, I prefer, you know, if I'm going to spend the money, I think it's better to kind of put it back into the pool of you know, good karma of guys like you, because that's how, you know, when Buzz and I started doing this, that's how the shit used to be. It was just a bunch of guys hanging out, and then over the years, it's just gotten uglier and uglier. So if I can help a bunch of guys that are just going out there just to, you know, to do some business and have a good time, that's all. You know, that's the most important thing.
It was much appreciated and brought as many of us out there as we could possibly bring.
Alex Ross Art.
Yeah, no, I'm glad it worked out because you know, I heard you guys had really, you know, promoted the shit out of it in exchange, and I felt bad because I was like, man, all right, you know, you don't have to, you know, it's like you said it a couple of times. That was plenty. I mean, I didn't think you were going to let Peter stay in the room.
He actually was in the room all day. Was it Saturday? He didn't leave the room all day on Saturday?
Wow. Or was it Friday?
One of those days he did not leave the room.
Wow.
Because he only
was he working or was he just playing with himself?
I think a little bit of both. I think.
See, the one con I miss, and he doesn't. Wow, that's
because he got in at like 6 o'clock as we were all getting up for breakfast.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Now wait a minute. Now where did you guys stay again? Now
we were at the Roadway Inn. It was up on Ash Street,
right across from the El Cortez. So it was like a 20-mile walk to get there.
It wasn't that far.
Jesus, man.
But it was all right. I mean, it was a good, nice rooms, nice sized rooms.
You guys should maybe look into getting a condo.
Well, that's what I was talking about because we
talked
to people.
A few of my friends did that. About 4 or 5 of them. They rented a condo. It's like $1,500 for a week.
Yep.
And it has like 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, a kitchen, and a living room. You know, and you have a gated door and everything. You can come in and out with the key. I mean, if you really do the math, that's nothing, man. You know, plus, you know, you got an actual kitchen and fridge and whatever, so it's, you know, economically sound too. Yeah,
that's what I kept telling the guys. Next year, condo. We'll have to.
Right.
Shane, come on out next year. We're going to be in a condo.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, if you know ahead of time, you know, I always tell guys like in September, October, to buy your tickets because you could get them super cheap because you know you're going. If you know you're going that far in advance.
Right.
And there's a lot of options. I mean, there's everything from houseboats to condos to stuff that's local people that have because most of those condos that are down there, those are all vacation condos for people that live like in Arizona and shit like that. So a lot of those guys they rent out their condos. They do timeshare kind of stuff. But if you look into it ahead of time, especially if you've got, you know, a group of guys like you got. And you don't have to necessarily be super close or, you know, but most of that stuff now is so close.
Yeah, plus, you know, you guys are just friends, like, you know, you just need a room to crash anyway.
Yeah, that's basically all you need. You need a shower, you need a place to crash.
Yeah.
You know, and then some of them, they come with kitchenettes. You could save a lot of dough that way.
Yeah, you know, unless, like, Peter wants to bring a boy home, then you guys are going to have to stay out a little later, you know.
There's signals for that.
Pick up one of those rickshaw drivers or something, man.
Yeah, he's going to come. If he wants to come home and he wants to play, like, you know, he wants to do, like, the Spanish basket trick or any of that kind of shit, he might have something else to consider. But
that's when he hangs a sock on the doorknob and we stay away.
On there? Yeah. Well, usually I'm using the sock, so I never hang the sock on the door.
Ooh, it's sticky.
But man, no, but
I noticed this year in front of the Omni that they blocked off the fountain. You know, they used to have that fountain there that the kids would play in. Last year, the homeless guys were rinsing their clothes and they were bathing.
Yeah, they were doing their laundry in the freaking fountain.
I'm not kidding.
No.
People were laughing like it was a joke. I'm like, no, guys, I'm not bullshitting. They were rinsing their clothes out, and you could see like soap remnants and shit in the water that they were using that like as their their bathtub. And then finally, the cops had to come, and I noticed this year they had it all blocked off.
Well, plus that fountain is like we used to call it the jizzing fountain because that's what it looks like.
The orgasmic fountain.
Yeah, it just keeps spurting. I'm like, oh man.
Well, now being across the street from the Hard Rock there, man, they got that one bar outside the Hard Rock, and it's like, you walk past, and it's like walking past the fish market, for Christ's sake.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my God. I mean, it's like, all that, it's like all that ass that sits out in front of the Hard Rock now. It's unbelievable what the place has turned into.
Oh man! And then what happened? Half of them
not
were
that I was
girls,
paying
too.
attention. That's what I heard.
Yeah, but there was a lot of working girls too. I noticed a lot of Russian chicks this year, man.
Yeah.
They're all working, looking for sugar daddies too. Fucking A.
There was a lot of Soviet ass running around there looking for they were looking for a vodka daddy. I don't think they needed sugar in Russia anymore. It's like, And then they were talking to Jesse. I'm like, man, you don't know how you're barking up the wrong fucking tree. You're better off with one of those fucking coal mining alcoholics in like Kiev than going with this guy.
Yeah, he's not going to be interested unless you have 2 kids.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse, unless you're ready to play Dr. Phil with this fucking guy, he don't want to talk to you. Jesse used to be, used to have the killer instinct, and now I don't know what's the matter, man. That dog can't hunt anymore. There's nothing left.
He got neutered, man. Fucking A,
He's always worried about this and being sensitive, and he wants to read poetry to them and go pick out fucking curtains and coupons and all this other shit. And I'm like, Jesse, you're overcomplicating the fuck out of this thing. You really are. I mean, a sensitive Puerto Rican is like trying to fit a fucking. Trying to fit my fat ass in a bathtub without sitting sideways. It just can't happen. Not possible. Because every year I'm going to lose weight for San Diego. That's my favorite joke. That's my running gag. And every year I go, oh boy, you know what? Next year I'm going to make all these assholes eat their words for making fun of me because I'm fat and I'm going to lose weight. And every year somehow Richard Simmons isn't calling. I don't know what. I don't know what goes on.
I told Jesse when I got back from your party, I said, Jesse, you gotta get your ass moving, man. You gotta get some ass because Chris Roop got a girlfriend.
Chris Roop's got a girlfriend. Can you believe that? I mean, wonder
I was like, and I have video proof. That's actually his girlfriend. They're like holding hands and shit, kissing and shit. I'm like, Jesse, Chris is getting laid every day. This is bad. You need to get your ass back on the fucking on the market.
There's something that's got to happen. It just doesn't seem. It seems a little weird. There's something like in the cosmos that's wrong.
Yeah. Otherwise, we're gonna make sure he rooms with Peter next year.
Yeah.
They can both sit in a room, all day on Saturday contemplating their fucking sexuality.
Now wait a minute. So now you gotta clarify this again. He was in the room all day on Saturday. What was it? Was he drunk, hungover, or was he just catching up on like Backdoor Bonanza?
I don't know exactly. I mean, it was just one of those where I just think he got in late, and his ass isn't as old as isn't as young as it used to be, so he's just not used to that. So it was either Friday or it was Saturday. I'm not sure exactly. No, it must have been Saturday. That's right, because that's why he didn't go down to the beach.
Are you sure?
Sunday, man. When I ran into you, Buzz, that morning, Sunday it was the first time ever of any kind I've ever done. Well, when the wake up call came, I physically could not get out of bed. I couldn't do it. I mean, it was like there was no way that I could do it. I mean, normally I kind of drag myself out, and then after about 10 minutes of being in the shower and having people order shit without including me, I can get it together, and I just couldn't this time. And then I'm like, well, what's going to happen? I mean, they're not going to fire me. I mean, with all those assholes that I'm paying to stand around and do nothing, I mean, I could show up late if I want to. So, I mean, I was an hour and a half late, and they were, sure enough, when I got there, they were still standing around with a finger in their ass doing nothing. You know? Jesse was asking the same 3 questions. You know, what time is it? And can I leave? You know, and when are they going to give Puerto Rico a star on the flag? And I said, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
Now, Sal,
right behind Wisconsin.
Right behind Wisconsin, and Chris and Justin would endlessly not stop talking that there actually was a toilet in their room. They were excited about that. They didn't have to go outside. No, couldn't believe that they weren't sure what the sink was, but the toilet they kind of figured that out, and and I kept telling them you weren't supposed to drink and shit in the same place, but they'll get it together. Because every year, Justin's supposed to cut his hair because he's running around like a fucking drug-induced Robert Plant with that haircut of his. And, Prince Valiant swears to me he's going to cut his hair to look human, and he never does. He looks like one of those, he looks like the wrestlers from, like, the WWE, like from one of those ones you never heard of. Kind of shit. And then Chris is the same story every year. He goes to the bathroom and comes back 3 fucking hours later with like every variant that they've got at the con. Wait, Chris, let me guess. You were there on the way? Yeah, the guy was right in front of the men's room. I'm like, yeah, okay, good, thanks. It's nice to know I'm paying for you to buy fucking variants, And then my nephews are like 2 13-year-old girls that got felt up at the drive-in complaining about why they can't sit down all day. Well, he gets to sit down. Why can't I sit down? He gets to sit down. Why don't I sit down? I'm like, girls, please. I'm going to take away your makeup if you don't stop fighting.
Oh my God! Now, man, yeah, because Saturday night I was babysitting them. That's what kept me freaking sober all night. Like, man, they were
bad news.
It's like bad news. They either wanted to fuck every girl they see on the block or fight every guy they came across. Two beers, and they want to fight right away. I don't know where they got this idea in their head. They walk around and it's like they play this shit like we're in high school. They're going to wait for this guy after class and all that kind of bullshit. And I'm like, guys, you think you're a tough guy, but trust me, you're not a tough guy. So if you don't behave yourself, I'm going to make you sit in the room with Peter all day on Saturday. It's like, well, I could have taken the guy and said, listen, man, you came up to the guy's belt buckle. You're not going to fucking take the guy on, Like, fuck it. It was one of those things. They get out and about, and then they right away they start. And I told them, I said, guys, look, I understand. I'm not trying to screw up. You're having a good time out here, but it's like you can't be running around starting fights at people. I mean, it's because if anything happens, they're going to call home, and then I'm the guy that's going to have to hear about it. They're going to tell my mom. They're going to tell them, my brother. They're going to tell, and their version of the story is going to be, why wasn't Sal watching out for me? That kind of shit. Oh, and then I love that. Well, you man, same thing here, but you got my back, right, Buzz? Well, not really.
Yeah.
If you start the fight, I ain't stepping in, and I'll step in when things get out of control. But if you start the fight, you're taking the licking, motherfucker.
It's all, and it's like you see these guys, and they're all of like 5'2".
Yeah.
And they think they're tough guys. I don't know where this shit comes from. They think they're tough guys. You're like, guys, I'm not going to sit here and hang out with you because I got to get up at 6:30. I can't do it. And I'm just not as young as springtime anymore. I can't stay up and shit, all night and then get up in the morning and then, put up with that bullshit all day.
Well, hell, I thought we were going to get into a fight coming back from the ball game.
Yeah,
the guy wouldn't let him through to the army.
Yeah, they said he spit in his face.
It's like, he gets with us, and he's a tough guy. He gets by himself. Those kids don't say 2 fucking words. And I told him, I said, yeah, I remember when I had my first beer, too. But it doesn't mean that when you're with me, you can't behave yourself. It's like they got to constantly cause problems. But trust me, next year, they're gonna be playing a fucking Claude Rains. They're gonna be, the Invisible Man. Trust me,
man.
I got enough aggravation without, being a foster parent.
Well, San Diego's now become what? It's not even the show itself anymore. The show just become a place where we can just get together and meet up. Mm-hmm. The show itself has gotten so big and so out of hand and just so blown out of proportion that, it's just a place to meet up. It's just an excuse to get together for the weekend.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, but the problem, but you know, the bigger problem is anytime you try to hire relatives, you know, you think, you know, it's the number one rule in business: never hire relatives or Puerto Ricans. And you just can't. And I thought I could get away with it, and then sure enough, I hired both Puerto Ricans and relatives, and sure, what do I got? I got complete anarchy. I mean, it's like the whole fucking time I'm there, I'm like, what is the law? You know, I'm like Dr. Moreau behind the fucking booth the whole time I'm there. Man will not walk on all fours. What is the law? We will not take 4-hour fucking lunches to go take a piss. What is the law? We will not fucking shave our head every 15 minutes and come back with a tan. You know, what is the law?
Well, for Simone, we will take weekly showers.
Yeah, Simone is supposed to take a shower. I mean, mandatorily, he's got the bracelet on where it beeps every 6 days that he has to shower.
If he's not wet.
Yeah, it's like on Apollo 13. When the CO2 levels get to a certain point, it beeps. It goes off. So when the carbon dioxide coming off of his funk of his ass gets too bad, time to shower. Time to like wash his ass with like sea breeze. You know, that stuff you use to like.
On Tuesday night when I saw him, I'm looking at him, like, what the fuck are you supposed to be, Simone? He's got a white do-rag on his head, right, covering his ear, and his, he's got a thing flapping in the back. Got a Batman T-shirt with basketball shorts and black socks and soccer shoes. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to be?
I told him he looked like a rapper from Iraq. If Al Qaeda was ever going to get gangster rappers, that's what they would look like. Simone with his do-rag and his fucking shorts, and he's got the white handkerchief over his head.
Yeah,
and I'm going,
what the hell?
Yeah, you never got to worry about Crips and Bloods running into you, Simone, because they would fall on the ground laughing their ass off if they ever saw you. I don't know where you came up with this shit.
I told him, I said, from the neck up, you look like an Arab. From the neck to the waist, you're a fanboy, and from the waist down, you're a wigger. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah.
It's like a multiple man.
Only in this case, he's a swigger, which is a white guy that wants to be a black guy that smells a lot.
And you know what I love is like when you guys were getting ready to go to the ball game, and I came out to say goodbye, and I'm like, well, what are you guys still standing around for? We're waiting on Simone because he had to go upstairs to get a sweater because it's chilly. Yeah. I'm like, chilly. I said,
well, I was glad he went to give him because anything that's going to cover his underarms.
Exactly. I was like, don't stop him. He's actually going to put on another layer. That's good.
No, I mean, I thought it was something where the guy they wouldn't let him in. The Padres wouldn't let him in because of the funk. You know, it was one of those deals where it was like they thought he was one of the guys that was bathing out in front of the Omni.
Dude, they wouldn't let him in a pool hall in New York because of the way he was dressed.
They wouldn't let him in. Yeah, I can't tell you how many places I've been with his dress, but they won't let him in because he's dressed like he's going to play volleyball. And I'm like, it's like, Simone, it'd be really nice. It's really nice being an adult now. You know, you can go where you want and dress any way you want, and he still insists on dressing, like he's fucking going to, like, stand on the corner and sell newspapers.
Lord.
Oh, man.
Alrighty, gentlemen. Well, we have taken more than enough of your time. We do appreciate
You've had
everything.
enough bullshit? Is that what you're basically trying to say?
Our bullshit meter...
I looked over at you guys a couple times at the ball game, man, and it was not good. You guys looked like POWs sitting over there. We were like, how the fuck did we ever get stuck with these assholes?
I'm telling you, that was the perfect ending to that con. Yes. I had a blast, and I loved every second of it.
Thank you for the ball game as well, Sal.
Well, like I felt bad afterwards because I'm like, you know what? These guys probably, halfway by the second inning, they were probably like, we didn't ask for this bullshit. We didn't know it was going to turn into a fucking pirate's den. We thought we were going to a ball game.
It got to be the point where I was going in my mind going, okay, don't say that. Okay, you can say that. Okay, you can talk about that. Don't talk about that. But no, I had a great time. Yes. We didn't even talk about the little kid that was dancing around with a beer over there that you guys were having a ball looking at.
There was a kid that was we spotted this kid who was like maybe 2 years old and he had a beer.
That's right.
I am not kidding. I mean, you saw him, right? Am I, exaggerating or what?
No, you're right.
And then we realized it was Angel, and then everybody was like, "Oh, it's okay."
It's okay. Just make sure it's his beer.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you guys at the Super Show coming up soon.
Right. What is that, like 3 weeks?
Yeah, less than 3 weeks.
Now you guys got the party. Is it the same setup as last year? The party
Friday night at the Third and Spruce.
Yeah, all I'm saying that this time at the party, I know we were having a great time upset, farting around and shit. Just do look over the railing. There are some fucking nice fucking hot bitches downstairs. It's just going to waste,
All right,
we will definitely venture up, downstairs and mingle a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
No, definitely.
Absolutely.
You expecting the same amount of people this year or more?
Probably at least the same, maybe a little more. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I would think that it's going to actually be more. I think talent as artists and all that kind of stuff, and it's probably about the same amount. Hopefully more. We're really hoping that we have, I believe, as many as we had last year, but we were kind of hoping for a few more. So I think by the time all is said and done, everybody's bought their ticket and decided to come. It's definitely going to be more than we had last year.
Yeah.
Hey, just as long as they still have the same eatery and the same watering holes, man, that's perfect. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I had a good time last year.
Yeah.
Maybe Sal will actually come out for one night because he was pretty pooped last year, so he didn't come out that one night.
Oh no, last year, man, it was bad. I mean, I hadn't slept in weeks, but this year I'll be rested from a car ride with Buzz and Jesse and humiliating me the whole way there.
In your fat car.
Yeah, he got me a nice wide car with big fat seats, that kind of thing.
Awesome.
All right, man. Thanks for having us on again.
All right,
it is our pleasure just to sit back and listen to you guys. So,
all right.
Safe trip out.
All right.
Take it easy, fellas.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, that was just
always an adventure.
Yes.
Always. That man needs to write some memoirs.
I laughed so hard I bruised my sternum.
You're not kidding. Wow. Can't breathe.
But yes, they were blasted with in San Diego, and
I do regret that I was that because of my wimpiness that I would have loved to go to the baseball game if nothing else.
Yeah, that
would have been cool.
Like I said, I mean, for me to say it, that it was the perfect capper. It just, as we were walking back, Adam Pants and I, it was 2:01. We were just like, this just made this trip perfect. Yeah. It was just the perfect way to end. And it was, I don't know what the hell he was talking about. It was just pretty much a baseball game full of that. It was just, Sal busted
4 hours of that.
Sal busted on people, Simone banging on the railing all the time. We don't know why, but he was banging on the railing. The little drunk kid with his beer. Yes. The hot girls that were sitting up on the balcony that everybody was noticing. The ball game itself was a good ball game.
Yeah. And as we left, we saw Jim Lee giving some lady a horseback ride.
Yes, Jim Lee playing horsey with some blonde lady. Which, if he's married, we're hoping it was his wife. If she's not, then
could have been a friend.
Then go for it, Jim.
Could have been a friend.
But yeah, wonderful time in San Diego. Thanks again to Sal for sponsoring us,
and all you guys that are coming out who haven't met Sal, maybe coming to the Super Show for the first time.
Definitely walk up.
Haven't met Sal or Buzz, just walk up. They are the same guys you heard here. Yep. This isn't an act. This is who these guys are, and what the hell? I'll say it. I'm proud to call these guys friends. They're just great guys.
Absolutely.
So come on out to the Super Show and meet them.
Yep, that's another reason for you guys who haven't bought your tickets. Super Show. No, I hadn't heard about Janet and Martheus.
Yeah, that just came down recently.
Came out,
family commitments and other things. But
I think honestly, I believe she's ducking me. I honestly believe Janet was ducking me.
It's all because of you.
Yeah. but yeah, that's poopy. I'm upset about that. I was disappointed to hear Kevin wasn't coming.
Yeah.
And Kevin Mellon, and who did you say else had backed out?
Dave Ryan may not come, but
who gives a rat's about Dave? But
we have added Tom Hodges, and he's a blast.
Tom Hodges,
Katie Cook together, it's going to be fantastic.
Well, him, Katie Cook, and David Peterson together are three people that I think it's going to be a blast. Just stand there and listen to them. I mean, I had a blast just when we were out in San Diego. Katie and Tom and I didn't know Tom at that point. I had been introduced to him, but I didn't know him. And now that he's been on the show and we've kind of BS'd about a bit, I feel I know him a little bit better. But just standing there talking to Katie and Ryan, and then they talk between them, and I had a blast with those people just talking to them. Mm-hmm. So I just can't imagine what putting all of them together in a room is just. I think it's. If you don't have your goddamn ticket, buy it now.
Yes, once again, September 6th and 7th. Come for meeting your fellow listeners. Come and meet the artists and the creators.
Come to give me my birthday present on the 5th.
Come to give his birthday present on the Friday night 3rd in Spruce. We have the pint glasses.
Yes, very excited.
It's going to be a hoot and a half.
$2 a piece, I think.
You'll regret it when the episode goes live and you hear all the forum feedback. You're going to say, why didn't I go?
Especially people who are in the area. I mean, I can understand, I buy it.
The economy's really been hard on travel.
Hey, gas is going down. Gas is like under $3.60 now. I couldn't believe it.
So if you're listening to the show in the New York, in the greater New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Maryland area, it's a 2-3 hour drive.
As far as Pittsburgh.
Yeah, 2-3 hour drive. You're not going to regret it. You're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And even if you come for one day, you're still going to have a lot of fun for that one day.
Come early, stay late. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah. Tip your waitress.
All right. This episode of Comic Geek Speak was sponsored by AAM Marcosia. Check out in this month's previews Headlocked Tryout number 1 and Endguard number 4. For previews and more of those issues, more info, check out www.marcosia.com.
And they're one of our main sponsors of the Super Show. So thank you, AAM Marcosia.
Coming here, you'll be thanking them too.
Yes.
All right, if you want to send us an email, it's comicgeekspeak@gmail.com. Want to leave us a voicemail, it's 215-279-8839. And as always, we are uniting the world's mightiest listeners, world's mightiest heroes, one listener at a time.